Hi and welcome to another episode, and what we've got here is an Orb Gaming video game system. Orb is known for making consoles. Um, as you probably already guessed, this looks an awful lot like a Famicom from Nintendo. Basically the early starters of the whole Nintendo Entertainment System type console thing, also known as a VGS. This is a clone, which is lovingly known as a Famiclone. Debenhams sold this last year at Christmas time for £30, I think it was, but it was possible to pick one up for £10 in the January sales. Now, the front of the box, I seem to have misplaced the box. I'll do a cut and paste from the video when I spoke about this initially, all the way back then. The gamepads didn't go in at the back. They went in the front on a normal Atari standard, 9-pin plug. For some reason, after taking photos and sticking it on the box, they decided, let's make it look even more like a Famicom and stick the cables going around the back. Now, my wife bought me this because she bought me one of those little consoles, little joystick buttons, and she realised that even though it was supposed to be a stocking filler, it's pretty much useless. So she bought this to replace it. Very nice of her. I think she spent her own Christmas money to get me it, but it's a nice gift to be given. But what we want to find out is it really worthwhile getting yourself one? Now, it came with this cartridge, which I'll try to hold up to the lens. It has 401 games on it, which is a little bit questionable because at least one of the games is repeated 3 times under different names, and I think one of them is actually like the English translation, where the other 2 are still in Japanese, something like that. There's all that sort of strange going on of different names, different spellings of the correct name of the game, and then like some other made up name. So it gets kind of confusing to actually find the game that you wanted to play. So there isn't actually 401. If you include duplicates and messes up and games that don't even load properly because they glitch out. And quite frankly, this cartridge has got worse and worse and worse over the period of time of owning it since January of 2020. So what I did, because I didn't want to just go, I'm sorry, my loving wife, I'm going to have to throw it away, it's a load of rubbish, I bought some extra cartridges which also had lots of games on. Now, the first one I bought was this one. 198 games are on there. It was very cheap on Fleabay, and it is what it is. But it's got strange things going on in the realms of, again, strange spelling of titles and games and stuff like that. But then there's also the same game again and again and again, but different hacks to give you more lives, player 2 more lives, different weapons, and so on and so forth, which is also very strange because when you select one, you get even another list with strange hacks and everything like that in it. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Same again for this one, but it's got 400 games on that one, so that was nice to come across because that was like kind of a better replacement than for the original cartridge. And then I came across this 852 games in one. This also is a bit strange. But let's have a look at the 198 version of it. So we stick the cartridge in, as always, try to do it properly without breaking everything. So that's in. This console does composite or composite, depending on how you want to say it. Out the back, it pretends it's got stereo sound. It isn't, it's just mono, but fed directly to 2 sides. I've currently got some fancy wiring going on, so please excuse the rat's nest of cabling, but basically it splits off to my capture device and goes off to the TV I'm currently watching it on, because the capture device isn't fat enough to do it all in real time. So let me turn this on and then hopefully show you what it looks like. So as you can see, we've got Contra 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. which is strange, and I'll select what I was talking about of where we select the first one, and yet there's yet more 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we can loop gun, shotgun, assault gun, 30 players. I'm assuming that's like extra lives. Or we can just play default Contra. I mean, the picture isn't so bad. It is only composite sticking out the back. It pretends it's doing stereo, but really it's just sending mono to left and right, which is fair enough. You know, it's nicer than just off to the left. So let's have a quick go. The gamepad is awful, quite frankly. You can feel the sponginess underneath, but it's actually still very firm, as in you can hear it clicking as I mess around clicking it, or pressing it rather. Go away, bad guys. Come on. Never said I was any good at playing computer games. There we go. So I mean, it plays well enough to the realms of you would expect it to play. You know, there's no difference there. It seems to be time I'm pressing fire. There's no lag in between me pressing the fire button and it actually firing. It's just the buttons are awful to press. When you've played on better gamepads, the D-pads are very hard plastic. So are the fire buttons. They're concave a little bit, but they're hard plastic. They're not like, you know, they just don't feel very nice. But the select and start buttons are very rubbery press, and you can see maybe that they move around a lot. I know I've only got a little bit, but yeah, you can. It's all much of a muchness, really. You know, there is better out there. As I said before, on the box, the fact that the joystick ports are on the front on the box, but on the console itself they're sticking out the back. I like the original console. But we played this one a little bit. I'll turn this off. I'll come away from there for a moment and we'll pull out that cartridge. I'm not bothered with the 400. It's basically the same, just a lot more games because it is Cool Boy, whoever they are anyway. And then we'll put in the Forever Games 852, because this one's got quite an unusual way of getting you to play around with the 852 games. Let's see if we get a picture. I've got a picture. Did we get one there? Yes, we do. Yep. So, you know, it works. Things are a little bit, I've cropped off a little bit too much actually. It does actually say Blaze Pro in the bottom right fully, and the little spinning logo is a full circle spinning thing. But just ignore that for now. But to get through the different games, you can press left and right, and you can press A and B to go backwards and forwards, which is a nicer way of going through the menus than any of the other cartridges do, as far as I remember. I know this one you have to press left and right, and that's it. You've got no other way of jumping. But we'll just have a quick look on here. Let's go through. There we go. We can go all the way back. So we've got 405, but this is an 852 in one. And for the clever people who have spotted already, at the bottom left it says press select to swap cart. So there's all the three cartridges, just to prove I'm not doing any fancy stuff. Hit my hands down here and I press select and it flips across. And so we have a whole lot of more games. For that one we have 447. And we've got little Contra characters in the bottom right hanging around. Let's have the four-wheel drive game. See how well we do. Good luck. So how does this one play? I've never actually selected this one. Whoa. I have no idea what it's supposed to do. maybe you're supposed to keep banging into each other so that you die. Yeah. Yeah, you're supposed to bang into other cars. So it's like bumper cars. Oh, got them all. Can I get another one? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's very. I find it very difficult to talk and play games at the same time. There's a star. Oh, it's a nice little game, this one. But the point is that as quick as this game appears to be, there's no lag in between me pressing the buttons on the gamepad, fire buttons, directional, whichever. So it's playable in that sense, but my hands cramp up very quickly on this little gamepad. I need one that's slightly bigger, but maybe that's just my hands. I can see this being kind of a nice thing to do if, like, you know, you're a grandparent or something like that and you want to get a young kid a console that their parents aren't going to be too worried if they break. Let's put it that way. It shouldn't be like some things of where they break by Boxing Day, you know, the day after Christmas. It should definitely get them through to maybe July or something like that, especially if you get them a better cartridge than what comes with it. And I realised this is last year's purchase sort of thing, but you might see them in the shops again for this coming Christmas. I know we're talking Christmas already, but let's be honest, you have to start thinking about what you're going to get, not necessarily buy them. Yeah, so that's really all I'm going to say about the console itself. It's usable. It's a quick and dirty thing. I mean, if you're going, you know, traveling around a few hotels, throwing one of these in your luggage just to play something on, you know, if it happens to rain when you're there on the hotel TV, fair enough. It's a bit of kit. If you lose it, you break it, you're not going to cry about it. It's that kind of setup. If you want to be serious about Famicom cartridges, I would either definitely get yourself one, the original Famicom, and then do a mod to it so that instead it's just RF, it's got composites sticking out the back of it. That's probably your best option if you want to be serious about it. If you want to be a little bit more serious, sorry, not a bit more serious, not quite as serious, but more serious than this thing, is get a Famiclone that actually has the ports at the front, so you can get hold of some better gamepads, or when these ones break, at least you can stick something else in easily instead of having to, you know, chop the plug off, go inside, solder it all back up again. That's really all I can say about it. Really, it is a nice idea of having one as a throwaway gift, if that makes any sense at all. I'm sure it does to some people. Anyway, as always, happy gaming.